My name is Ben Lomas. I'm here to help you relax. So get comfy, find a nice spot, maybe the bed, maybe the couch, or maybe the car, because the whole family is inside your house. So wherever you are, I want you to close your eyes and just feel where you're sitting. Feel the seat underneath. Feel your shoulders touching the bed. You're alone. Now, take a big, deep breath in. Breathe in. Hold. And let it all out. I'm going to tell you a story about the time I received millions and millions of dollars to spend on anything I liked. Cut back to 2020. I'm a dad. A struggling dad. I chose a profession in the arts. Why? Why did I think I could create art? But like any parent, you need to fill out forms for your kids, your partner, for the tax man, for dance classes. But also, very importantly, I had to update my insurance. As I'm looking at my insurance, I noticed something. I'd been paying an insane amount of premiums for the past 10 years. Now, if the word premium and insurance hasn't put you to sleep already, I don't know what will. But I was wondering why on my credit card that I had a bill of $32,000 in premiums. And then, as soon as I questioned every decision I'd ever made, the phone rang. And like the universe was listening, on the other end was a lady named Sonia from the very insurance company I was cursing. She said, "Is this Mr. Lomas?" I responded with, "Who's asking?" What an arrogant response. I hate that response when people do it to me. Yet there I am doing exactly the same thing. She'd called to inform me that due to the recent pandemic, I and only 3 other people in Australia was going to receive a payout of $89 million. You're hearing correctly. Because of my lack of attention to detail, I had ticked a box that had covered me for a 1 in 100 year pandemic. And because I'd structured my finances as a company, I and 3 other people just received one of the biggest insurance payouts of all time. At first, I joked. I said, "Is this one of these gotcha calls?" She's like, "No." I said, "You're not really Sonia. You're Marty Sheargold." She laughed. She said that she'd received this response quite a lot. And I said, "What, the Marty Sheargold reference?" "No, telling people the good news." I hung up the phone in disbelief. She called straight back, wanting account details. I was like, this can't be happening. Can my incompetence allow me to receive millions and millions of dollars? I gave her the account details, and it started to sink in. I ran into the other room and told my wife. I told her, "We're millionaires." She responded accordingly. She said, "You've been playing that cryptocurrency again, haven't you?" I said, "No." She's like, "You have. That coin is not the same as Bitcoin." Convincing her was futile. I ran into the kids' room. I told them, which in hindsight seemed like the wrong thing to do. I told them, "Kids, we're millionaires." My daughter laughed and said, "Dad, yesterday you told us we were vampires." Fair call. Now, what happened next is hard to talk about. Only because the spending spree I went on was disgusting. But then, at the same time, so magical. As you lay there, just think, if you had all the money in the world, or 89 million to be exact, what would you spend it on? I'll start. This is not a unique idea, and some could say quite boring and generic. But I went out and bought myself a brand new Porsche, 911 to be exact. Was it a 911? I don't know. Again, models and cars, I know fuck all. But when you've got money, and lots of it, people suck up to you and pretend that you have some knowledge of cars. This was my first real purchase, and I did it in style. Actually, I'll correct myself there. I bought it like a real wanker. How's that? I hear you ask. Oh, I'll tell you. I went to the bank and took out $250,000 in cash. You're thinking, no, you didn't. Oh, I did. And then I hired 2 security guards to carry it in 4 briefcases. And then they drove me to the dealership, and I walked in flanked by 2 paid security guards. When I walked in, I referred to myself in the third person and said, "The king is here, and he's ready to drive." I think back, and yes, it still makes me feel ill. I buy my Porsche and I drive off. I call my wife and I tell her, "Hey, I bought a Porsche. I bought my dream car." She laughs. She doesn't believe me. "With what? That $100 you earned selling that helmet on eBay?" She still doesn't believe me. It fuels me more. "Be home for dinner," she says. I drive down to the Great Ocean Road, where every year we've rented a beach house that we can't afford. Oh, but how the tables have turned. I drive all the way down to Aries Inlet. If you don't know where that is, Google it. It's fucking beautiful. It has the lighthouse that was used in the kids series Around the Twist. If you haven't heard about that, Google it out too. I go straight to the real estate agent. I walk in, but this time I don't announce myself in the third person. It's not the same when you're not flanked by 2 security guards. I say to the 18-year-old real estate agent who looks 14, I say, I want to buy a beach house now. He stands up quickly, only to trip over his suit that doesn't fit him and knocks his head on the side of the desk. He knows that he is staring at an idiot that will give him his first commission. I tell him to jump into my car and to show me the most expensive beach house in Moggs Creek. As we drive down there, he's asking me questions. What made you want to buy a beach house today? I tell him, I'm a millionaire. He's like, wow, that's amazing. What even is more amazing, he's the first person that believes me. I'm a millionaire. We drive to number 32 Bowen Crescent. We drive up to this huge beach house. It is so ugly. It's like the architect decided to build something with the theme of Space Jam. Not the LeBron one, the one with Michael Jordan. But the view. Before even walking in, I turned to him and said, I'll take it. He's like, you don't want to see the inside? I said, no. The view is enough. We signed the documents right there and then in my Porsche. He is beaming with joy. He opens up and says, this commission alone, I can buy that secondhand Corolla from my cousin. I told him, that's a good car. I know nothing about cars. Nothing. I then, at that moment, sprout some bullshit out of my mouth, like some self-help book from the 90s. Maybe I was influenced. Maybe Jordan was there next to me. I told him, if you keep your head down and work hard, you too could become a millionaire. What a load of shit. I'm a millionaire because I ticked the wrong box. We drive back I drop him off at the real estate agent. It's been 6 hours. I have a Porsche. I have a beach house. I call my wife again. She yells, "Where the fuck are you?" I told her I'm driving back from Moggs Creek. I bought a beach house. She goes, "Of course you did. Can you please get dinner ready?" She still doesn't believe me. "I'm a millionaire," I yelled. And she yells back, "I'm the tooth fairy." I'm pissed off. Why doesn't anyone believe I'm a millionaire? I drive straight to the casino. I know. What a cliche am I? I want to enter the World Series Poker Championships. But the Australian one, with that chiropractor, Joe Hasham, he won it one year in Las Vegas. I remember because he came back and he paid off his house. It was all over the news. What's he doing now? Who cares? I'm a millionaire. I can do whatever I want. I go to the casino. I enter. But this time, I don't enter the World Series Poker Championships. I enter the big boys table. $100,000 buy-in. Oh, I got it. I ticked the wrong box. I'm playing against Phil Ivey. He is one of the best poker players in the world. He asked me how my day was. I said, I became a millionaire. He smiled, but was distracted by the Clippers game in the background. We play. I land pocket sixes, but I play them like they're aces. The flop appears. I hit nothing. But it doesn't matter. I'm a millionaire. I ticked the wrong box. He raises me. I call. The next card comes under. It does nothing for me. I raise him again. $250,000. My heart is racing. The thrill of having all this money, and I am wasting it for a rush. He calls and says, "You've got nothing." We turn our cards over. He's right. He's got a book, and I just have a pair of sixes. Phil apologizes. I stand up and say, "No need. I'm a millionaire." I ticked the wrong box. I jump back in the car. It's been a big day. I want to get home. I want to cook for the kids. As I drive back, I start to be grateful. Grateful for who I am. Grateful for my family. Grateful that my incompetence allowed me to be where I am today. Maybe I am Jordan. Maybe I am LeBron. As I pull up to the driveway, I can't wait for my wife to see my new Porsche. But my phone goes. Hello? Hi, Ben. It's Sonia. I said, Sonia, I love hearing your voice, and I will never forget it for the rest of my life. She goes, I'm sorry to call at such late notice. I said, hey, it's 6 o'clock. We got time. I laughed while stroking my Porsche. She goes, there's been an error. I'm sorry to inform you, but the money that was provided to you will need to be reimbursed. I apologize for giving you the good news that you were never entitled. I laughed. I said, is this Marty sheer gold? She didn't laugh. Marty would have laughed. She goes, I'm sorry. Lucky I called you now. Lucky you haven't spent any of that money. I felt this sickness in my stomach. Like I was going to spew. But I realized I couldn't, because that would damage the upholstery. And I need to return this car to get the money back. I ticked the wrong box. My wife walks out. She starts screaming in joy. She just realized that I was telling the truth. That she was right the whole time. I pull out of the driveway. She starts yelling, "Where are you going?" I don't say anything. I just drive off. And in that moment, I'm not a millionaire anymore. But I was. I was a millionaire. For 12 hours. And no one can take that away from me. No one. As I drive away, all I can think about was, I ticked the right box. Because I was a millionaire, but now I'm not. And I'm still paying off the debt today. Every day, I pay a little bit off. And if I'm lucky, I'll be out of debt in 2069. Sleep well.